And we're here with our coaches spotlight for the alumni newsletter here on GoRiverHawks.com, and we're here with the head coach of the field hockey team. That is Shannon Hlebichuk. Coach, thanks for taking the time with us.
Thanks, Danny.
Now, you've been here as a player and now as a coach and as an alumna of the UMass Lowell field hockey program. How much change and overall, how big of the change has been that you've seen from your time as a player to now here as a coach?
Wow, it's unbelievable. I don't like to admit it, but it has been 21 years since I was a freshman here on campus. The field hockey program specifically, he has seen an enormous amount of change. I played on a grass field out in the outfield of the softball field back when I was a player. To be on a state-of-the-art facility now on Wicked Blue is unbelievable. Never mind that, but the entire university has changed immensely in that time frame, and it's exciting to be part of it as an alum and now as an employee. And recruiting young women here, it definitely has become easier.
Now here as a coach, you guys are technically, I guess, in your quote-unquote off-season, but you guys are still practicing here. Season will start up in August. How's practice going so far going forward towards the 2015 season?
Well, this winter has been a bear. We have spent a lot of time in our auxiliary gym really honing in on our tight, small skills. We were just able to get outside on the blue turf last week, and it was awesome. The team looks like they've really developed their small skills over this 6-week period, and they're ready to play some tournaments this spring.
Now, being an alum of UMass Lowell and now coaching here at UMass Lowell, do you feel like that helps you in terms of coaching and I guess recruiting at that point as well? Being able to say you've been here, you've lived through all of this, how does that help you in terms of recruiting here for the Riverhawks?
It's unbelievable. My sister also graduated from UMass Lowell and was here immediately following me. So I do feel like I've been part of this campus community for 21 years. When I sit in these recruiting meetings and talk to these young women and their parents, it's a product that I'm able to sell because I have lived it. I've lived in the dorms, I have sat in the classrooms, I have done everything that they're going to do, and I feel I was prepared very well for life after college, so I can at least be a good example of what the education that UMass Lowell can give you, and I'm really proud of it. So it's really easy for me to recruit young women to this university.
Obviously, the entire university is in the midst of a Division I transition, but you guys will be the first team that's going to be playoff eligible, as you say, with the America East and then NCAA tournament if the team is good enough to get there, and hopefully they will be. But how exciting is that at your point, get to that point in the Division I transition, and how ready do you guys think you are to take on that America East tournament and then possibly the NCAA tournament? I
think that we've been prepared. Obviously, our success at the Division II level prepared us for championship experiences. As you know, we won 2 national championships in Division II, so I do think that was a major reason why we were the team chosen to be fast-tracked. We have prepared our team, I think, well for this season, and we have a lot of work to do still because Division I is actually a bit more challenging and a bit more demanding, and the surface itself is very different, but I do think that we've put together a team for this fall that is going to be very competitive and certainly will make a run at making the tournament.
Now, being here as a player and now being here as a coach, you spanned over 20 years, as you mentioned, here on the campus of UMass Lowell. What are some of your favorite moments as a player and I guess as a coach as well that you've had here on campus?
Well, luckily for me, I ended up my career, my first 3 years might have been a little bit more challenging. I had 3 coaches in 4 years, and our record wasn't that great. But my senior year, it actually was. We ended off with the best season ever at that point, with a record of 15-5. So, being a senior, being a captain at that point, and leading the team to its most successful season at that point was exciting, obviously. But making that transition, I knew there had to be some consistency brought to this field hockey program that I wasn't able to experience. So I basically begged for this job back in 2001, I believe, and just told Dana Skinner that I would provide that consistency. I didn't know we would be, as competitive as we were that quickly, but I can't pinpoint a specific moment because I think I would make some alums upset. But obviously, winning national championships is exciting. But the first NE10 championship was probably the most memorable, just because we had never won a championship of any sort prior to that. So as far as that goes, I can't pick a moment, but there's been a lot.
And we talked earlier about you guys being playoff eligible this season in America East and for NCAA. But how exciting is it the fact that in terms of the America East, you guys have some new conference members this season, all coming from the West Coast, including Stanford, Cal, UC Davis. How exciting is this going to be to have new teams and new competition join the America East here for the Riverhawks?
I think it's fantastic to be, in the same conversation as schools like Cal and Stanford. UC Davis is similar to us, a Division II school that elevated about 7 years ago and added field hockey. Obviously, they're able to play field hockey outside year-round, so that makes it a little bit more challenging knowing that they are outside enjoying that California sunshine as we're in the auxiliary gym. However, I do think the level of competition and the level of student-athlete we'll compete against on their teams will certainly help bring us to the next level.
What does it mean and how special is it to play at UMass Lowell, and what makes it that way?
Well, I just think that it's twofold. Academically, I think we're a real-world ready institution. We are going to be in classes with people that are going to be entrepreneurs, that are going to be nurses, that are going to be doctors, that are going to be psychologists. So I do think that you're prepared academically and you're integrated also within the community of Lowell, which I think is really important as you take that next step in life after athletics. As far as the athletic piece, we have world-class facilities here in all sports, whether it be ice hockey, field hockey, baseball, men's, women's lacrosse, soccer. We're really fortunate that the entire campus community embraces athletics, and I just do think that when you get here, you realize you're part of something bigger than yourself.
Now, lastly, before we let you go, in terms of your coaching style, if you had to pinpoint it maybe to one word or one overall mantra that describes your coaching style, what do you think it would be?
Well, it's funny. What do I think? I would say demanding. I would love for you to ask my team and my alums to see what they would say, but I think demanding would probably sum up my coaching style for the last 13 years, and I do believe that's what it will continue to be as we transition into this Division I and being, tournament eligible ready. So, demanding.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time, and we look forward to you guys being tournament eligible here in 2015.
Thanks, Danny.